Look at my Star Trek toys! What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Look at My Star Trek Toys, where I, Keith Varney, I show Mike and Deglio my Star Trek toys. And today we have something very special. It's going to be really fun because it's a surprise to me. I don't even know what we're looking at today, but we have in Mike's hands, I'm not envious, it's fine, whatever, it's not a big deal, I'm not mad. Mike has gotten a package from our great friend, Chris Mitchell at CRM Customs, who does phenomenal work of custom Star Trek action figures. You can find him at Instagram at CRM_customs. All of his information will be in the show notes below. Now, of course, he has done a whole bunch of figures. He's done figures of us, which are phenomenal, are really exciting. We showed, we'll also link back to the episode that he actually came on and showed us how he does some of these things, and showed some of the figures that he sent me last time. But Mike, he sent you a box for some reason. Do you want to explain why a box showed up at your house?
Yeah, I feel guilty, Keith. I feel guilty and not guilty in a way because you get a lot of fun stuff. And I, in fact, have a shelf of fun stuff that I have to give to you.
Yeah, it's true.
So it's when I get something for myself, it's very fun. In fact, I don't know how these are all airing. We've gotten some fun stuff from our friend Jason. We've gotten some stuff. JD has sent us stuff. People who have sent us stuff are in our patron slide. We appreciate it. In fact, we more than appreciate it. We make phone calls to each other and FaceTimes to each other where we're just giddy.
Yeah, I have to say, on this particular one, a couple days ago, Mike is like, FaceTime me now. And I'm like, oh God, are somebody in the hospital? What's going on? No, he wanted to show me all of these things because he was so excited. And I was like, Mike, I'm not looking at them. I don't want to look at it till we're on the show. But Mike was like, and let me tell you, Mike's a very enthusiastic person on camera. His all of our personas here are shiny YouTube personalities. He's not exactly a like, yippee, super excited all the time in real life.
I can be.
You can be.
Generally when enhanced, but...
yes, but a stone cold sober Mike being so excited he FaceTimes me immediately is rare.
Well, if you could go like back in time and tell young us that at some point people would mail us toys, that's pretty awesome. So anyway, Chris was so nice to 3D design and print very young, handsome young brown-haired versions of ourselves as action figures. And
a couple years ago,
yes, the resin is fairly hardy, but my nephew challenged my placement of the action figure, which is my fault. I shouldn't have put it where I put it. Should have put it behind glass. I learned a lesson. Yes, of me. And I am now legless, one-handless, and headless.
Oh, no!
So I lost a hand, a head, and one of my legs.
Wow, I think that you might have to go to the doctor.
Yeah, so I did write Chris, and I said, I would love another me that I can put on the shelf and, in a display case. I'm happy to pay you for it, as he runs a business. This is what he does. And he generously said, you know what, please don't pay me, but I need some time because he's very busy and he has some other orders to fulfill. So I forgot about it until, lo and behold, Keith, this box arrives, and I absolutely did not expect there to be anything in here other than...
It looks too big. It looks too big for just your figure.
Figures. So for this video, Keith, I have gone ahead and removed the Keith and Mike's because I'm going to see you in a week, and I figured we'd look at our new us's.
I am flabbergasted and so excited.
Yes.
That they're at the mere possibility of that.
There's a subtle change that I think you will appreciate. I'll leave it there. But I got some cool stuff, and Chris wrote this letter that I'm going to, let me see how I peek in here.
Mike, are you wearing museum gloves for
Keith,
these?
Hey, Mike, sorry for the delay in getting this package to you. Had so much going on. Please don't apologize. As you can see, I've attached the new figures of you and Keith. Slight change this time around, yada, yada, yada. Yada, yada, yada. I've also attached the first thing in here, Keith, which is a small bag of unpainted heads.
Oh my god. All right, so first off, oh my god. Before I forget to say, because I'm going to forget to say if I don't say it right now, Chris is occasionally will take commissions for custom figures. He doesn't do it all the time because he's so busy. I think most recently he did say that he was taking commissions. So go to the Instagram. The minute he's accepting commissions, get in it.
Yes,
because it's not all the time.
You'll see. You'll see as we're going to look at some stuff here today.
Wait, how many heads are there?
There's a good portion, but before I think it might be fun, Keith. Before we look at the other figures, I'm going to just grab a assortment of these heads and see if you can place who they might be.
Holy poop!
He says, "Here's why. These were print failures that I had laying around, but I thought it would be cool to send you and Keith them to challenge you to have a go at painting some of them yourselves."
Oh my god!
It might make for a fun episode trying out your own customs. That will be a disaster, but
I mean,
not without merit.
Would you like to see someone destroy your art? I mean, I can't wait. That sounds like a blast. But
this feels like a great way to do a lottery, to just put some numbers on these heads and shake up the bag.
It will be hilarious to watch us do that. Oh my god, look how good that is.
That's an unpainted just resin. Who do you think that might be?
Could be a Chekhov.
Chekhov? Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
With the side swipe there, yeah.
What do we got here? That's a Picard, right?
Yes. Wow, look at that.
The fact that unpainted, you can just even venture even a guess. It's pretty rad.
Look at the details on that. Wow.
Oh, look at the ears.
Yeah. I think that's Enterprise.
You can see sort of some of the print resin marks, which is cool. And look, they just kind of, I guess that's where the peg goes, right?
Right. Wow,
cool. Look at the hair on that. The hair on that is really cool.
Those are unbelievable.
You look at the individual strand movement.
Yeah.
These are just random misprints.
How are they misprints? These look perfect to me. Got a couple.
He just wasn't what he was feeling, right? He wasn't feeling it?
I guess so. Wow. Looks like a Romulan.
Let's see here.
Wow. Oh, that's very clearly McCoy.
Yep.
Wow. God, those are See, here's the thing. I'm not an artist, right? But how do you sculpt a thing that looks like the person? Like that looks like a human person that you can recognize?
I really don't know. Okay, so these are really cool. We could spend the whole episode. Oh, wait. Who's that?
Oh, that's Captain from Wrath of Khan. That's Captain Terrell.
There's some fun stuff in here.
Clearly, wow.
You and I we should go through this when you're over here, Keith, and see if there's any we want to highlight.
Yeah, we've got to. I mean, I'm terrified to ruin them by painting.
Well, these are misprints, and I want to point out that Chris did mention to me that these other figures we're going to take a look at are not. They're iterations, so he is still refining the final sculpts, the digital sculpts, before he will reprint them. So these are, I guess, design prototypes.
Okay, test cases. All right. Well, let's see. So I have a feeling it's going to be so the Sistine Chapel. It's a good start.
Right, I'll remove the box.
I'm going to paint it over and going to go with a nice off-white and maybe try again because it's not good enough.
All right. So there are a couple of 6 inches in here, and then one small one I'm giving to you.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So let's start here.
All right, what is that? Oh, is that a 6-inch Cisco?
This is.
Oh my god! In the classic, in the best uniform. Holy crap!
So they say possession is 9/10 of the law, Keith.
Oh man, you better watch me while I'm at your house this weekend or next weekend, whenever it is, because I will steal that. Wow.
So I want to just show you guys. Just as this basic sort of the amount of just extra detail you can get, even from our figures that were the 4.5, right?
In the 6-inch figures, yeah,
is really cool. So let's come in close.
Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, Captain Cisco.
And I'll put some spinny
in the
over
first
here.
contact uniform. Yeah, we'll definitely spinny him. Wow. Oh my god, that's cool.
Just move the camera up. I think that'll help.
I can't, and it blows my mind with Chris every single time because like this isn't a multi-million-dollar company. It's just one person doing this all of his own accord.
Yeah, and 3D printing is time consuming, right? It's not like
And hand painting. He's hand painting all
painting
of
is
these.
really the thing that I think we try to articulate how hard that is, but I just don't think you can capture it.
I mean, and it's very clear, and we've said it before many times, but like if Chris had the license and could mass produce and sell these things, I think he'd have a line like the original Playmates line. Like I think it would be legendary and wildly successful because unlike what Playmates has done recently, his line is I don't know how many we should ask him. Chris, answer us. How deep is your line now? Because you've got to be near 300. How deep is your line? How deep is your line? Because you've got to be nearing 300, right?
If you already have this, tell me, and I will gladly keep it.
Oh no, I don't have it.
Oh, you already.
I don't know what it is yet, but I definitely don't have it. Is that the 4.5-inch Cisco?
That's your preferred size.
Oh, I'm keeping that figure. I'm keeping that fig. Gonna go on my shelf. Gonna be right there next to the other Ciscos.
Yeah,
and that is cool as hell. Wow. Look at that.
And he's got look at his face too. This is no shit, Cisco. This is like I got business to attend to.
It's season 5, 6, 7 Cisco. He's got no time for your nonsense.
It's just him.
He has time for a little bit of nonsense.
Yeah, him and the Defiant are chilling over
Wow, that's so cool.
I'm afraid to stand them
so
right
cool.
now. You know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm not losing any heads on this watch. It's not happening.
No. Well, I mean, honestly, the ones that I got last time, I was texting you yesterday, because my shelves are in the basement and they're directly on concrete, they don't get jostled very much, and so I actually keep them standing up.
They do stand.
They're on a high shelf, mind you, because Charlie takes them down.
The breaking wasn't that they fell off a shelf, right? The breaking was that my nephew did something. I think either threw it or played with it. He's a kid. He's 6. I can't imagine that it was a gentle fondling.
Oh, he was 6. Okay, good. Because if you were 16, I think I think you'd get away with murder. Like that's fine.
Okay,
justifiable homicide.
You've got the ears.
I do. Holy crap. I mean, it's one thing to see him in pictures online. It's another to get it in your hand.
Well, that's why I was so giddy, because the pictures are incredible. Don't get me wrong. But in person, the coloring is just...
Wow.
It's even reading a little...
I'm leaning forward into my own monitor.
Oh, let me go here.
Oh, wow. My God.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, there's you just sort of run out of things to say about Chris's talent.
Now, remember, this is not a finished design. He's still
That's right. Yeah,
iterating.
These are prototypes. Wow. His uniform looks cooler as a figure than it does on screen.
It fits better for sure.
Wow, that's so cool. And the eyes. There's a lot going on in the eyes there.
Yeah.
Wow, look at the detail on that. How does he expect us to paint these heads?
No, there's no bleed. Like if you look at where you can see the separation between the hairline and the forehead, no bleed.
I think he's punking us. He's like...
So, Odo's a pretty one shade character. Ben, to be honest, facially is about a one shade character. So to really kind of articulate exactly how great I think Chris's artwork is, I think this is... I remember, Keith, because when I saw the picture of this, I loved it. I think it was my favorite one, and now to hold it in my hand, I must have said how much I loved it, or it's just random happenstance that he sent it to me. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it.
Who is that?
Friend of the show.
Oh my God, friend of the show.
And this one makes me a little creamy.
That's got weird. Whoa.
I mean, it's
look
like
at that Garrick.
It's really intense how good this is.
Oh my God.
And like that, I can't get over just the paint and the sculpting.
I know.
But look at the outfit too.
That is so cool.
I'm not sure what he's not. Okay, you can see he has a little paint issue here. So, oh no, guess what? I think that's from the bag.
Might have been. Oh, that sucks.
No, it's coming right off.
Oh, okay.
Gotta,
well, this is why you have the museum gloves on.
I'll deal with that.
Yeah, they do that. Do that carefully. It was like me working with Odo's ears. I'm like, you got time. Just because you're on camera, slow down.
Yeah, I'm gonna deal with it after we're done.
Wow.
This is like I think my showpiece currently.
So
the center of my collection.
Our other part of our discussion offline is we got to get cases for these.
I actually have a thought.
Okay, what's your thought?
So I worked with Chris. We had a conversation about this, and he sent me some ideas for stands. Basically, they just come up and back and hold them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got for these, I've got a 8-inch by, it's 8-inch by 7-inch acrylic box, like display box.
Yeah.
And so I'll place the stands for the 3 of them in the acrylic display box and then place that somewhere on the shelf.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah. So and the stand goes around their waist with like an invisible fishing line type thing so that they cannot fall.
Like it's like a seatbelt.
Yeah.
That's great.
And
that's
it's
really
mirrored
good
on the back, so you can see the back of the work as well. So
and it deserves it. I mean, because these are one of how many? I mean, they're hand painted, so they're one of one.
Right.
Really, these are not like the Playmates ones where there's 250,000 of them made, or even if there's 10,000 of them made. These are genuinely one of one art pieces. Wow, it's extraordinary. So, wow.
I mean, I just can't.
That's too darn cool, man. That is too darn cool.
So that, it's quite a haul. I'd have to say, we say it on the channel all the time. Every single customizer we interact with or we look at their work. And of course, if you have other customizers you'd like us to, if you are one, you can always head out, let us know at lookatmystartrektoys@gmail.com.
That's right.
But everyone is unique in their own way, in their medium, in the way they work. And Chris has been just so wonderful to share so much of his work. We appreciate it. We respect it. And, if we can just showcase it a little bit,
The creativity, the artistry, and the generosity continues to blow my mind with all of the customizers we've worked with. Unbelievably cool. Unbelievably cool. True artistry, and we are grateful. It's really, really cool. And so as you mentioned, there were 2 other figures in that box that we are going to do an episode on once I get mine into my greedy little hands, and then we can do a whole episode about it. Wow, Chris, once again, phenomenal work. I can't wait for our first comedy episode of Mike and I trying to paint.
It could be like, it is Easter, Keith. Instead of
I have
eggs,
to go to like a Michael's and go and get some little brushes.
What are you doing for Easter? It turns out I'm not painting eggs. I'm painting Star Trek heads.
What I'm doing is I'm taking art and making it trash. That's the.
You thought these were misprints before?
Yeah, boy. I mean, it's kind of like Banksy.
It's just a bunch of pencils
Chris,
with us.
Are you Banksy? And is your art form, instead of having it like get shredded in the frame, to give it to these 2 idiots and have it be ruined?
Oh, why don't you watch 2 guys ruin a Banksy? Yeah.
All right. Well, I'd also like to point out that Chris at CRM Customs of course, is a patron of hear this show, and you can join him at patreon.com/KM and join these incredible people, some of which artists, some of which fans of Star Trek and the show, some of which family members, all right here supporting our show, and we very much appreciate it. And we appreciate you watching. And we will see you back here next time with another mysterious, I don't even know what it's going to be, but another.
And I'll be wearing this t-shirt.
And I'm going to be wearing a tie. Thank you very much, because I'm going to Aladdin. I'll see you back next time with another episode of Look at My Star Trek Toys!